My daughter, Jessica, had lived by herself in an apartment for approximately 3 years. She originally had a roommate. That roommate was not able to handle the freedom that came along with living in a waiver home for the first time. We tried to find a housemate for her. We went through beads who said they would work at it, but they never found anybody. We've talked to numerous people, and the way that Peggy Skinner and I found each other was through a mutual friend. I had a friend at church who knew that I was looking for a roommate for Jessica, and the same friend worked in the office that Peggy worked at. And she put us together. We never would have met otherwise, and she and I kind of felt each other out, and we have the very same type of personalities, very rigorous on health issues, safety issues, and the women being treated with dignity. So we got together, got the daughters together, and they got along fine. But then we heard that the state was pushing to have, and they don't want individuals living in a place by themselves, and they don't even want 2 people rooming together. They prefer to have 3 or 4. So we decided, well, to be safe, we'd better try to find a 3rd roommate. Again, beads could not help us. The care provider couldn't help us at first, but then the care provider who we were with said, we have a woman in a group home up in Flora, Indiana, and she's ready to move, and we think she would be a good fit for her. So we interviewed her, she interviewed us. She's emancipated, so she had to want to move in with our daughters as well. It turned out to be a match made in heaven. So the 3 of them got together, they did things together probably for 3 or 4 months before we ever broached the subject of moving them in together. The girls are happier, and we estimate that them moving in together rather than living individually saved around $100,000, which means the state can support perhaps 7 more people on a support services waiver, or several individuals on a DD waiver very nicely. So we save the state money, they live in a better place, they're happy, and the staff is happy, and the families are happy. So it's worked very well all the way around. The beauty about the Blueprint for Change is that it's going to ask us to trust the government, and it's going to make the government responsible for being trustworthy. In other words, I just had this happen a couple months ago. There was a consumer who I was with at a case conference. The new budget came through, and he was receiving an additional $25,000 in his budget. And as we sat around the table, the team said, he doesn't really need all that. He can use part of it, but a lot of it was in a bucket that he didn't need, the behavioral issues. So I said, let's give it back. That would give somebody a support services waiver. And the answer to me was, you can't give it back. You've got to hold on to it, and it won't, even if you don't spend it, it's still going to be there, and you will probably have it given it to you again next year. Well, I have 2 issues with that. First of all, if he doesn't need it, and the team has told them, the state, that he doesn't need it, it should go to someone else who doesn't need it. But right now, I honestly don't know that if he has bigger issues next year, if that money will come back. They do say that it will, but it's going to be having success with families who are seeing that happen, where if they give it back next year, there's a decompensation or a major health issue, that it can come back. It's not good. I just don't believe it. I've got to see it in action to actually believe that that's going to happen. What really needs to happen is the Medicaid waiver services needs to be totally disassembled and built back up. And this is where the Pathways group and the Blueprint for Change can help. We're giving a roadmap on how it should be done, changing culture, use what you need, careers. If they listen to us, we can help them build a whole brand new system that will work better and provide benefits to many more families out there. We want to work together with all the other disability organizations to make a Medicaid waiver services program that will work for everybody and get as many of those 20,000 people on that waiting list off. And we can do that, but they need to listen to us. And right now, I do not think the state is at the point where they're ready to listen to us. I believe that they see the blueprint for change right now as, oh my gosh, here's something more for us to do, more stressors are being put on us, we don't need this right now. Well, they needed it 18 months ago, they needed it 5 years ago when the current system ceased to be as efficient and take care of the needs as well as it should have. In the case of my two daughters, I know that I am going to pass away. And my husband is going to pass away. My siblings are both disabled, and they will probably pass away before me. Who will be left to take care of my daughters? I have to make sure and work hard to make sure that there is a plan there that I know that they will be taken care of without any other kind of family support out there. And I'm sure that there are a lot of individuals in that same position. Maybe they have family and they're not willing to help, maybe they can't help. I don't have anyone who I know will step up to it. I have someone who I believe will do that, but right now she is still growing her family. So that's why so many of us are energized. We all have children who are now young adults, and we need to make sure that their life is safe and fulfilling and happy as much as possible when we are long gone. So that's how I approach everything, and that's how I'm approaching the Blueprint for Change. We've got to do this now. The state needs to work with us, and they would benefit from what we have to teach them.